It's your girl, Just Free, coming at you with oh shoot, my jazzy life with a jazzy life throwback. Um, so she screenshotted a post of somebody, uh, a supporter who said that Jazzy doesn't bother anybody, leave her alone, basically. So I made a comment. I forgot exactly all of what I said, but I said I will deal with you later, young lady. So we are going to go down memory lane and find out why the people don't like Jazzy. Now, let me say, because just off of memory, and I will be using, shout out to my shabby life. I will be using voice recordings from one of her videos entitled whatever, I forgot. But I just want to say that Jazzy has to realize that everybody don't live the same kind of life. First of all, I don't know if she realizes that. Um, and with that being said, when it comes to the children in particular, um, now I personally don't think she abuses them. Um, so I believe she spanks them and has used, some form of, you know, hand, whatever. Um, hand to buttocks punishment. But I do not think she is an abuser. What came to me is that Jazzy is careless and neglectful. But physically abusive, no, which doesn't make it any better. Just like, for example, when she said that the baby fell in the bathtub, and busted her eye. Who was that? Amaya. That was from neglect. That didn't mean that Jazzy hit her upside the head with anything. Um, so either way, it's still a mess. But I need you to realize, Mother Jazzy, that that is not normal. People do not leave their children in the bathroom unattended. I did know a young lady I went to school with that left her child in the bathroom unattended, and that child died. Okay. So that's why people may get a little pissed off, because people know people that have done dumb shit like that, you moron. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to name call, because at 30 some years old, even though you are um somewhat mentally challenged, you are a moron. Because that pisses me off that, you're so oblivious to the world and things that happen to children. Like the lady who just left her kids in a hot car again. Um, well, I don't know if it's the same, I'm not saying that it was the same lady doing the same thing, but I'm just saying, that is a regular occurrence, in the summertime. Um, you act as though you aren't familiar with things that happen in the world. You need to pay attention a little more. I mean, because your oblivion, however you want to say it, your carelessness and your oblivion, I can't say how I want to say, your lack of understanding, let's say, and awareness is the word I think I'm looking for. The lack of awareness of what's going on in the world, how you can, punch in your area code to find all the little pedophiles in your area. And here you go bringing home some random Pookie and Ray Ray around your precious little daughters, you know? Um which so to me it's just like you make a choice to not engage in the news and see anything outside of your bubble, you know. And as far as before I get started, also I wanted to address, you know, the Chris situation and how um let me just say that the whole Chris situation and what Jazzy, Chrissy, um, Olivia, y'all fail to realize or get in. I, not that long ago, I thought that I didn't have much regard for men in their role in my life. Hence that's why I'm probably still single. And um, I've just been so super independent. Don't need no man, but I want a man. I want to play with you and put you on the shelf when I don't want to be bothered. That was my mentality for many, many years. But I did grow up not saying that my home life was perfect, my childhood was perfect. By far, it was not. But what what I did not put up with early on is well, let's just say my father was always in the home, and I was raised by my father, my mother's husband, and he worked all my life. That's all I know. So therefore, I could not allow a man to come in to me and my daughter's life, you know, absent a job, minus a job. It just wasn't gonna happen. So anyway, I said that to say what I have learned is, and this I partially know this, but it just went without being said. I didn't have words for it. A man is his role is to protect, provide, and to lead. Um, you know, and Jazzy, she devalues a man so much so that she only finds him good for getting pregnant. Which, I mean, of course, a man is not going to care about turning down sex or, care about a woman using him for sex. But because that is, I don't know. It's just unfortunate that she was just begging or asking and putting out there last year that she didn't have this or that, and it's always, well, I don't have this or that, or just the mere fact that Kaylin going to school with run over shoes, and you have the audacity to tell people, well, this is my life. Absolutely, 1,000% granted, it's your life, but the taxpayers still have to pay. And I'm not saying, granted, I had my first child all willy nilly, and I ended up on the system, you know, um, and everything like that. Um, but you're entitled to one, maybe two oopsies, even intentions. Because I personally got pregnant on purpose, but that's a whole nother story time. But how dare you? How dare you go on to say in that one video, you know, it's my life. I have as many kids as I want, so on and so forth. When you are dependent upon people um to support your life, just your everyday life. Now granted, you give them, you know, you give them what's the word? You give them uh, you give them something to look. You give them content in exchange, for donations if they want to give them to you, and you get your YouTube check. But then to go on and emphasize that you don't have this or that for your kids, you can't make it just off of YouTube, your YouTube check, and people that choose to, you know, give you donations. Um, I don't see how, like, how is that going to sustain you for the next 30 plus years? But okay. Um, and the fact that now, including Chris kids, y'all gonna be a family of God knows how many. Five, what you got? Four, five allegedly coming. And don't forget Bentley. On top of his however many kids he got, three at the minimum. So, you know, it's it's just one of them things where um when you lack self-esteem and you really don't love yourself, and you haven't had the time to sit down and speak to somebody, that's when you make videos talking about, you didn't think life was going to be like this, yada yada. With that being said, sorry about the monologue. Sorry, not sorry. I just hate when I say 1,000 times. So let's listen to a little bit of this. Sorry I'm not posting a video, but here we go. Life than this. I didn't want to deal with in and out of jail and stuff, and it's like I wanted more. I really wanted more, and I feel like I'm just not getting exactly what I want. So my question is, when you say you wanted more, I really don't think that um I don't think you did. I don't think you do. I don't think you understood what that meant, because if I'm understanding it correctly, you moved in with what's his face for Philip and and their family. I mean, was Philip going to school? Did he have, a job? Did he have career goals? Did y'all discuss career goals and getting married before you had kids? Like, what are we talking about here? And even after the first kid, why didn't we get married? But okay, let's continue. Shirt that's not mine. So, I already talked about the black eye. I'm not going to go into that again. Now, I will say, sometimes I feel like the people are being a little nitpicky, but that's neither here nor there. You can get you some water if you're thirsty. If you're hungry, water would help that too. I don't see why you would be hungry, but you can get some water. She like she needs money all the time. I'm hungry now. Girl, you ate. Ava. Ava, no. So the kids' hair look a mess. Um, and again, I will say I'm not a nitpicky person. I don't like nitpicky. There's plenty of times where sat up here and watched a video, and I'm like, okay, now we borderline nitpicking here. Um, but to put them on here and not do their hair is really it's not cute.
Tell her no, no. Maya, go in the room and help Kaylin clean up their room. No, go help her clean up. I'm not making nothing until y'all go clean up. Okay, go tell her to help. Go help her. I just fixed. Go do it. I just fixed y'all's beds. No, they're not getting anything to clean that room.
So here she's basically, and this is, all the A1 day ones or whatever. People already seen these videos, so it's no need for me to even whatever. But so she sits here, she's doing her content, which is her job, which she does not set aside time to do so that, her children won't feel neglected. Um, she's sitting here staring in the computer. The kids are off in a room screaming somewhere. That's called neglect. Okay. So, and just to be on here showing yourself in that manner as a parent, as a mom, that people really have a soft spot for children. Don't you know when men go to prison for, any kind of child abuse, sexual abuse, that's why they get fucked up in prison. They get beat the fuck up because of shit like this.
And I just went in there and made their bed. They're not doing anything. I don't care, right? So these people keep calling weekly, da da da. And they're just gonna. Mommy, milk. I gave you milk. Is it on the table? Go look on the table. Your cup is on the table. Did you drink it all? Now you're asking for juice. Okay, I'm gonna turn Paw Patrol off. Mommy. What, baby?
Again, instead of attending to their needs like normal, most moms, this is the problem. You address their needs. They come before all this bullshit, all this YouTube shit. They come first. You should not be sitting here staring in a camera. I don't care if that's how you make your money. You wait until they go to bed or they have a nap time. That's when you do that. Not, you address their needs first. Like, this should be self-explanatory, but or obvious, but it just goes over your head. So let's continue. Let's continue to see why people don't rock with you.
You just keep calling my name.
Or judge you, rather, because you give them something to judge. Normal people, this is not how they live, right? The average regular, mommy don't treat their kids like this. And I watch plenty of YouTube mommies.
I'm into this. Mommy. I'm looking dead at you. What is it? A chip. Now you want a chip. I feel like you just want it because you know it's in there. You know that? One. Mommy. Hey, for what? You gotta find the one that has like a house that has a nice house, big space, especially for that. Ava, what? Sick. I'm sorry, but that's sick. Okay, that's sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be cleaning up.
And you know what? This has a lot to do with being with a lot of with the social media, new age moms and things of that nature, you know, um not being able to balance um work life balance. A lot of these young ladies don't have that skill. Okay. So she gets on here in the middle of the day, and the kids are, I want this and I want that. And a lot of times they do it just to bug you because that's what kids do. But at the same time, you know, if you addressing their needs instead of paying attention to this YouTube shit, you wouldn't have all these problems.
There was a yellow towel.
Oh, and let me say this too real quick before I forget. Um, that whole thing with that blue apron, which I really don't care nothing about. I ain't watched the video or nothing. But from what I heard is that she's supposed to have lost them as a sponsor. I do not condone anybody calling, going out of their way, calling, getting her sponsorship canceled. Now CBS, absolutely, because them kids and them bruises and her leaving, and you could tell she leaving them kids alone in the bathtub, and et cetera, et cetera. Absolutely. But as far as calling getting her money canceled, hell no. Um, and I like Alley Cat said, I seriously doubt that it's one of, well, I'm just a tiny reactor, but any of the other bigger ones too. I seriously doubt that they went out their way to just try to stop you from, getting a couple of coins, sis. You know, it clearly is a hate watcher. But anyway, and again, like that's just too much. That's too much. Cause the girl already, trying to get it how she get it, and shit, she probably should take her ass to work. But hey, it is what it is.
Here, use this towel. It's a towel right there, but here, use this one. Since you're using bleach.
Oh,
Make sure you wet
yeah.
it
So using bleach at the age of 6, absolutely not. Absolutely not, Jazzy. No way. It's no. It's a no.
a little bit though. Clean. I was like, They jacked it up today, so they gonna fix it. Kaylin, what are you doing? Don't get your butt.
She sprayed my eyes. Are you fucking kidding me? See, and I don't care how much you edit. Granted, people have edited the shit out of some videos and pieced some shit together and made it look like, a deep fake and somebody saying something that they didn't say. No, 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 no. This ain't it, bitch. This ain't it. You literally sitting on this bed with your face and your ugly mug in this camera while them children cheering is in that kitchen with that bleach. You trifling ass piece of shit.
Look.
She sprayed my eyes. Mm-mm-mm.
Nothing rhymes with mommy. Mommy, it's a baby. On the side of my head, you dropped your socks. Okay, so is it clean?
Let me just say this too. Growing up as a little kid, I never had to clean up. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't. Um, and I'm not judging that. I'm just saying the way when I grew up, I think it has more to do with my mom liking to clean because we didn't do shit. We wasn't picking up toys. Like, I don't even remember really picking up toys. Never really made up my bed, as a little girl. Up until about 10 years old, probably. So yeah, and I'm not judging that. I'm not saying, I feel like absolutely. Like um I got my son in here trying to teach him how to cook now, so and definitely cleaning up after himself. So, yeah. That's kind of anyway.
Is it clean while you in here right now? Because I was really unhappy when I went in that kitchen. Well, I can't on the floor. I didn't say that.
And also, not for nothing, oh god, it's bad enough she let them use the chemicals. But um how are you as a parent that harsh on these little children? I could see it they was, I mean, I don't even think Kaylin was 10. Or she not even 10 now. I could see maybe 10 to 12 starting to really harp on them about being more thorough. I'm not, and because I'm not like against that, you know, but damn, can she get 10, 11, 12 before you start harassing her? You have to go back behind them because they are too little. This is the type of shit.
I didn't say that. I said that stuff you had on the floor. Let me go here. Amaya, you better go make sure your toys are up because I'm on a rampage. I go on there throwing stuff away. Okay. Yeah, you better check your room. Your baby dolls better be up.
That's so cute.
Hey, sending love from Canada. Maya, take your butt.
I'm not mad at that. I'm really not mad at that. Because they got little hands. They can pick up their toys by, you know, that's a good thing, Jasmine. I'm not mad at that. Telling them to pick up their toys.
In there now and help. Don't let me by. The only sunny day. Why are you in here so it's clean there? No, because I had that living room spick and span. Everything was clean. Huh? Who are you? I don't have a boyfriend. What you need one? Yeah.
She had to clean up the living room by herself. I mean, when it's other little kids in the house, she making Kaylin responsible for all that shit. That's fucked up, Jasmine. That's not cool.
Have a plan. So you can like.
She talking about having a boyfriend and she got two toddlers. I don't even think these kids, the twins, was shit barely two.
Help. 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 Look, you have a bad girl right here. A girl who does not clean up and two bad babies. What are you gonna?
You know, Kayla is funny. She tried, poor thing. She trying to make her understand. You got two little kids and two big girls. Child. And that's why Chris is there because she needs the help. He just don't know he being used. But he okay with it because he need a place to stay. The fuck? Well, hey, I guess they both get what they want.
What are you gonna do? Bro. Hey, I'm serious. Get up. Get clean. This ain't no chill while mama clean up everybody's mess day. Dude, I don't know who y'all think I am. I want to sit down and relax too. I want to prop my feet up.
And
So don't make
exactly
me
the
come.
point. It's not her fault that you have four kids and planning for more. So your dumb ass sit up there talking about I'm gonna have more kids. I'm gonna have more kids. Girl, you deserve every bad thing that comes your way. You really do. I'm except for them pulling your sponsorship. I'm sorry about that. You know, that type of stuff don't even cross my mind. And the whole CPS thing, I'm just like, I would have, never mind.
Over me and you sit down and you chill. And let shut up and clean up. Talk back to me again. See, the marshmallows are treats. We use this for Kaylin. She used to didn't like them, now she likes them. So you clean up, you clean each room. Well, you clean up everything. You get a marshmallow. If you're in bed biting, you don't fuck with me. But we usually do M&Ms, and then I do these candies. What they call?
Did she say you don't fuck with me? Girl, I cannot. So anyway, that's just, if she needs to be reminded as to why people have gotten so upset with her and called child protective. I mean, there's 8 parts to this, Jazz. We can go on. I mean, we can go on and relive the whole damn thing. Girl, trust me, you don't want to do that. Because there's only so much editing people could do. When you choose to put your worst parts on here, I mean, granted, we all know, while you sit up here talking about you ain't perfect, we all know that everybody, nobody's perfect for one, number one. And number two, you you live different. You different and you think that shit is normal. You live in a way, your way of living is ratchet. But you think it's normal. That's the problem. That's the problem. And obviously because your mother must have, she treated you like that, and your father, where I don't know if he was in the home or whatever, um he seems to support your bullshit too. But for you to not understand why people would feel away, it makes no sense. You obviously don't watch back what you put out. Not to mention, you just think this shit is normal. Um, Everybody parenting is different. True. Um, but the whole mold in the cup thing, that's another thing. You had one kid, you had one job, one kid to take care of. And I think you probably was working too, but still, bitch, that don't make no sense. If nothing else, if I couldn't dig that stuff out with my you know, with some kind of tool or something, some butter knife or whatever, I mean, I would at least put a little bleach in my baby stuff. That's never happened to me, okay? And I have 2 children, and I have babysat, and my little baby come over here. I washes her bottles, I boils her bottles, I shit. And granted, it's only one. I've only had one child at a time. My kids are 12 years apart, so. But at the same time, it's plenty of women that have had multiples, you know, multiples of children, and that doesn't happen. Um, you just didn't have a lot of guidance. Your mother seems aloof, you aloof, your dad is aloof, your stepmammy, I don't know who she is, but she's aloof too. Shit, y'all all aloof. And for somebody not to, in your family, I'm sure that people in your family know that you on this YouTube, for them not to pull your ass aside and say, "Girl, are you crazy? You need to be more careful about what you put on this here YouTube because it will be used against you." If people decided they wanted to be more relentless, um, and email these videos, cause you better be glad nobody emailed the videos. Well, maybe they did, but you email these videos to the right person, shit, it's gonna go down. And hopefully, maybe them days is behind you now. Just by the skin of your teeth, you lucky that Texas system took it so lightly that they didn't pursue this shit. because really all I had to do was get on fucking YouTube and watch you. Um, and then here you are again with baby number 5. So I'm a be. Oh, that food looks so good, and I ain't. I'm not a real big pasta person. Olive Garden look good as hell. Um, what was I saying? So yeah, your world is so small that you don't. It's like you oblivious to what's going on out in the world, and you just think that the way you live is just common, honey. You're common, all right, but the way you live is real common. It's not common. Um, Contrary to popular belief, you know. And instead of feeding them kids rice and potatoes so they can get nice and full, you feeding them chicken nuggets and French fries every damn day. Rice, mashed potatoes, some cornbread, hot water cornbread, some biscuits. And, like I said, just bake your food. If you don't want to, nobody wants to be slaving over a stove, especially in hot areas like Texas and shit. Slaving over a stove. I mean, you don't want the oven on either because it's hot, but or get you some crock pot ideas. Anyway, I had enough. It was only supposed to be 30 minutes. I'm rambling. Y'all have a blessed night. I'm watching King of Queens, getting ready to go to our water park, our theme park tomorrow. Take my son and my nephew to the theme park tomorrow. So, but I'll probably put out one more video on something else because I'm usually up late. I got insomnia. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Feel free to hit the like, share, subscribe. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the what? Heck up out of here. All right. Peace.